The billionaire boss was screaming orders, investors were watching live, and the entire building had gone silent, until the janitor everyone ignored stepped forward and said one sentence that froze the room. "Sir, if we don't shut this down in the next 60 seconds, you'll lose everything." No one knew the man holding the mop was about to save $1 billion empire, and change his own life forever. Chapter 1 Hook. They never noticed the janitor. Not when he worked through the night. Not when he skipped lunches to pick up his child from school. And definitely not when the company laughed at his uniform. But when the system failed and the billionaire boss began to panic, the future of the entire corporation rested on the shoulders of a single dad everyone underestimated. Chapter 1 The man no one saw. The glass tower stood like a monument to success, shining above the city as if it ruled everything beneath it. Inside, executives walked fast, spoke louder than necessary, and measured their worth in numbers that most people could only dream of. And moving quietly through all of it was Ethan Cole, the night janitor who wiped their floors long after they went home. Ethan had once worn a suit too. Years ago, before life took everything apart. Before his wife passed away suddenly. Before medical bills swallowed his savings. Before he became a single father trying to raise a brilliant, curious son named Leo who believed his dad could fix anything. And maybe, in a way, he could. Every night after clocking in, Ethan cleaned offices filled with whiteboards covered in equations and servers humming with power. While others scrolled on their phones during breaks, Ethan read discarded manuals, studied system logs left open on screens, and quietly taught himself what no one bothered to teach him. He wasn't chasing a promotion. He was chasing survival. On this particular morning, the building buzzed with tension. The billionaire CEO, Marcus Hale, was hosting an international investor presentation. Billions were on the line. The system powering their financial platform had to be flawless. Engineers had been awake for 36 hours straight, confident, but exhausted. Ethan noticed something no one else did. As he wiped the floor near the server room, he heard a faint but irregular sound, a stutter in the system's cooling rhythm. His stomach tightened. He recognized it instantly. The same sound he'd once heard years ago, back when he was an engineer before life broke him. He approached a junior technician. "You might want to check the redundancy loop," Ethan said calmly. The technician barely looked at him. "It's fine, man. Just do your job." Ethan stepped back. He always did. People like him weren't meant to speak up. Minutes later, the presentation began. Screens lit up across the world. Marcus Hale stood confidently, explaining growth charts and future projections. Then everything went dark. Servers failed. Screens froze. Panic rippled through the building like a shockwave. Engineers scrambled. Investors watched in stunned silence. Marcus's confident voice cracked for the first time in years. And Ethan, standing in the background with a mop in his hand, knew exactly what was happening. As the billionaire boss felt his empire slipping away in real time, the janitor took one step forward, and in that moment, the world learned the most dangerous mistake is underestimating a quiet man with nothing left to lose. The boardroom erupted. Engineers shouted commands. Security hovered near the exits. Marcus Hale's face went pale as millions, then billions, vanished with every passing second. Ethan watched the chaos, his heart pounding. He thought of Leo waiting at home, asking if Dad would be late again. He thought of all the nights he stayed invisible just to survive, and something inside him shifted. He stepped forward. "Sir," Ethan said firmly, his voice cutting through the noise, "your backup system is feeding corrupted data into the primary loop. If you don't isolate it right now, the entire platform will crash permanently." The room went silent. Marcus turned, anger flashing in his eyes, until he saw the uniform. "Who are you?" he snapped. "Your janitor," Ethan replied. "But I used to build systems like this." There was no time to argue. Marcus hesitated for one terrifying second, then nodded. "Do it." Ethan moved fast, fingers flying across the keyboard. He rerouted processes, shut down failing nodes, and rebuilt the core structure under pressure that would have crushed most people. Engineers watched in disbelief as the system stabilized. Then the screens came back on. Applause erupted from the investors' live feed. The crisis was over. Marcus stared at Ethan, stunned. "Why are you here?" he asked quietly. Ethan swallowed. "Because my son needs food more than I need pride." The next day, the entire company knew his name. Marcus didn't just offer Ethan a job, he gave him leadership. A real salary, respect, and the chance to rebuild the life he thought was gone forever. But the greatest moment came weeks later when Ethan walked into Leo's school for career day. not as a janitor hiding in the back, but as a systems director who fixed what others couldn't. Leo smiled like his dad had just saved the world. And maybe, in a way, he had.